Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. This is Coach Anthony back with another video, and today I'm doing a breakdown of one of our members, Mr. Noise here. You probably know who Mr. Noise is, but yeah, I'm just doing a breakdown of his gameplay here inside of a cash cup, and he does have a duo in this situation. I just wanted to break down some things that I see. What I think he does well, maybe doesn't do well. We'll see. I haven't watched it yet. So I'm watching this all the way live for the first time. I've watched bits and pieces of it. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I do know that he wins. So first thing I notice here is obviously like we have 88 players. They're in the center of the map. And they're between three POIs. So that's the first thing. So let's just bring in context of where they're at right now. So essentially you have Pleasant Plaza, all right, PP here, and then Ruins is here, and then Fencing is here. And then they dropped here. So this is like kind of in the center of the map. So that means that rotation from here is going to be a lot easier because generally when you're in center zone, you have the highest probability of getting next zone. So this is something that's going to definitely favor to their advantage. And then they immediately get a llama here, which means that they're going to have a lot of resources. So I wouldn't be surprised if they probably go fencing and push for the medallion and get Nisha's AR as well. Or not Nisha's, I forget who's there. I'm sorry. I'm blanking on the boss, but yep, so they're gonna go ahead and get the materials here. As you can see, they get nice farmed up. Notice the loadout here. I really like the loadout selection. Now, real quick, let me go ahead and highlight the loadout here because I do think talking about loadout is important. Generally, when you're prepping for a tournament, there's things that you should have, right? So the first item, obviously, is going to be a shotgun. Most important thing in the game, right? Remember, from Coach Anthony, most important thing is your shotgun accuracy in Fortnite. It's the most important skill. And then the second thing is they have a secondary weapon. Now, I really am a huge fan of this weapon. Keep in mind that Mr. Noise here plays on controller. So that weapon with controller is very, very good because of the aim assist that comes with that. Alternate options for this as well would be something like the Striker AR. Hyper SMG is also fairly decent given the specific attachments. Nemesis AR is okay, but I would say it's probably not as high on the totem pole. But this Thunderburst is also nice because it bleeds through builds. Okay, and then of course, after you have your shotgun and your secondary weapon, next on the list is always mobility because this allows you to rotate really, really well in endgame, right? And as you can see, he has the best mobility item in the game right now, which is the grapple blade, and then he has two heals right here. Now, this item right here, the berries, is really, really good because essentially it allows you to not only gain shield but also rotate well. So it's a high tempo, a high healing item, which makes it very, very versatile and probably one of the best items in the game right now. So I just wanted to break down the inventory here. Obviously, really, really good mats and materials. I'll be surprised to see them stay here too much longer in loots. Let's just see here as we go along. Yeah, they're going to loot up a little bit, rotate out here, just getting some mats. They're probably going to hit the truck here, make sure they get full shields on both players if they don't have it already. They're going to pass on the truck. And yes, they are going to go ahead and rotate towards fencing. So probably looking to get the medallion, which will help them out. So he does drop the Thunderburst here for a striker. So that's a totally fine choice. Like I said before, I think the striker AR is very, very good. Thunderburst is also very, very good as well. Both of them are very good. And here's the okay. So let's talk about this. This is actually really, really important. Whenever you're entering a POI, it's generally a point of interest, right? I'm a huge fan of doing this. This is something that's not talked about a lot, but more people need to do. You generally want to approach it from high ground. Okay, you want to get height on the POI. Here's why. There's probably going to be multiple people in a POI, right? So you always want to, if at all possible, get high ground. This is so that if there are two enemy players, let's say there's an enemy player like here, and let's say there's an enemy player here, they can't pinch you, right? If you approach it on low ground, you're immediately going to get sprayed by like everybody, right? So this, even if you're the best player, you're going to immediately get sprayed. You're going to have to box up, and you're probably going to start at a disadvantaged position. So generally, when you're rotating around a POI, I recommend that you always circle around the perimeter first, right? So let's say this is like a POI, for example. Let's say this is a POI here. Let's just say this is Pleasant Plaza, for example, right? You're generally going to want to circle around the POI, and then you want to approach into the POI top down, meaning you start top and you work your way down. That way, that if you ever find people, you are always on the high ground in comparison to them, which means that they have to fight the engagement at your pacing because you have the high ground. Right, so there's a little tip here, and as you can see here, he does get the high ground. It's a small thing, but it's actually very, very important. It does look like the POI is clear, so they'll probably go for the boss. Keep in mind whenever you go for the, oh, nope, never mind. Let's see this. I don't think this is an AI. As you can see, he's already got the high ground on this opponent. It looks like they are ratting in the cage there. He runs away, gets sprayed by both people. Looks like the duo probably got some damage here. He circles out to the side, up, bam, boom, dead. Nice job. Gonna farm out. There's the medallion. Okay, so they killed the guy who has medallion. And Peter. Ooh, they got Peter too. That's big. So they got Peter. Now it looks like Creed here is trying to finish the last guy. See, sprays into the box, and that's a nice dual wipe. And it looks like they now have Peter and the medallion. Very, very nice loadout. So this is honestly, let me real quick just flash. He gives the medallion here, but honestly, this is probably one of the best loadouts you could ever have, ever hope to have in competitive. So if you're ever wondering what an amazing loadout would look like, this is probably as good as it comes when it comes to loadouts right here. You have obviously, oh, this isn't Peter. This isn't Peter, but this is still a legendary shotgun. You have a legendary striker AR, you have mobility, and then heals. This is probably one of the best loadouts you could possibly have. And the fact that you have the berries here as one of the best healing items because you can negate fall damage and you can heal. And you can rotate with the berries. Like there's so many use cases for the berries. Definitely a really, really good item in the game right now is the berries for this reason. All right, rotating through, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and push this direction. That was an AI, it looks like. C. Yeah, they're just gonna keep rotating. It looks like they're gonna rotate back over into here. Looks like most likely. Let's see, they're gonna keep going. They're gonna rotate, yep. Okay, so back to high ground, smart. It looks like they rotated over to Snooty. They're gonna get the vending machine. They're gonna use the vending machine. By the way, just real quick before we do this engagement, if you're not doing this where you're hitting this with EMPs to get more stuff, make sure you're doing that. So one more time, make sure if you have EMPs, you can either do this to get fish, right? Or you can do this to get stuff from the vending machine. So the EMP is an actually a very nice item because it allows you to get loot from the vending machines. Because if you throw it, as you see here, you'll get some loot, right? So there's gold. He's going to throw it again, get some more gold from the vending machine, and then he's going to use that gold to buy another shield, get nice and looted up, even more looted up, right? Already really, really, really good. And it looks like they're pushing backside of zone here. And it looks like they're about to get into an engagement. Let's see. Yep, so somebody broke the tree. Good awareness. Nice chip damage. Oh man, what a beam. Look at that beam. Jeez. Top tier accuracy right there. That's top tier accuracy. That guy got beamed before he could even build. Got absolutely lasered. And it looks like the other guy is in backside of zone, it looks like. Rotating. Not sure what guy is rotating to. Up, he's right there. Jeez. That guy didn't even have a second to react. He just got absolutely lasered. He's going to drop the berries here for the Flowberry Fizz, which I think is really, really good because this, again, gives you shields, but it also heals your duo. So that's a very, very good item to pick up. But again, in a situation, he just gets early tags. Honestly, not too much to talk about that. He just beamed the heck out of them before they could even react. Cool, cool. Rotating. He's going to notice some gunfire here on the side as he makes this rotation to zone. Sees these builds here. Probably that's where they're fighting. Probably going to continue to rotate here. Again, looking for the engagements here, rotating on the outside here, going to look for entry tags. Notice he waits for a good moment to take the tags, right? Understand the accuracy, right? He has to hit, like, he wants to hit high damage, right? So he didn't shoot there to alert his position. That's a very smart thing there. Nice shot there, comes right in. Nice job. Okay, so let's talk about that elimination real quick. Let's actually see the whole thing. Duo finishes the second guy. Okay, so let's go back here real quick. Okay, so first off, he doesn't take the shots here. I think this is really, really smart that he doesn't do this because he doesn't want to give away his position. Now, he does know that this guy obviously has a dual partner, so he's always going to clear from top down, right? I talked about this before when entering the POIs, right? So again, same thing as if he was entering a POI. He circles the outside of the perimeter, right? Just like I talked about before when entering a POI. So let's say this is the battle, right? You know this is a battle going on. He circles the outside, looks for entry tags, and then he goes and always goes top down to clear, right? Top down. You always want to work your way top down, guys. Top down, because if you're on the top, you can't be pinched, right? So that's one of the big things here. And he does exactly that, right? So rotates the outside, looks for entry tags, doesn't find it, comes up, is going to rotate top down. Now understand that this guy right now is healing, right? So this is why he immediately takes a shot and goes high tempo. The only reason why somebody would be healing is because they're low on health. Why else would somebody be healing, right? This guy is very, very clearly low on health, right? Obviously, he just got into an engagement and he's healing, right? So this is why Noise here recognizes this. I think he definitely recognizes this and goes high tempo and immediately tries to kill this guy because not only is he healing, but he's also healing with a shield and he's in zone, right? So this guy is very, very low, and Noise is going to go ahead and push him really, really quickly here. That's why this is such a high tempo kill, right? So bam, there's the 88, right? And immediately does not give this guy a second, right? Look at that pre-fire, by the way. This was excellent, excellent for him to know. So let me talk about that because that was actually a really, really small detail. Real quick, I should have paused it right there. But before you try and break a build, guys, it's always a good idea to shoot your shotgun. It's a very small detail that's not talked about enough. But right here, he actually gets the pre-fire. So right there, right, that was an amazing play. But essentially, what the play is whenever there's one layer of protection, let's say it's a wall or a floor or a cone or whatever. Let's say like you're like here. Let me get my pen here. So let's say like you're here, right, and then there's some wall between you, and then the enemy player is like here, right? It's always a good idea as the blue player to shoot your shotgun. Because even if that doesn't break the wall for a replace, the wall is then most likely one pickaxe swing away. So the amount of I could name so many pro players that do this, right? But they generally shoot with their shotgun first and then they pickaxe, right? And what happened in this case is as Noise shot, this guy made an edit. And it essentially became a pre-fire, right? Where Noise just shot, the guy tried to return, but just ran right into a pre-fire, and then before the guy even knew it, he was just dead, right? So in this case, it was the red guy's fault, right? But definitely always a good idea here. This is the lesson to shoot your shotgun first before trying to pickaxe, or in this case, AR spray in, right? And as you can see, he catches a very nice pre-fire here, and then builds to protect himself, and then just sprays in to eliminate the guy. Guy had no chance, right? One week he got popped and Noise was on him. That was a wrap. He was just on him, right? Noise again going to go ahead and rotate here using the grapple blade. This is why the grapple blade is so important. This is why they can play so aggressive in zone is because both of them have a high tempo item for rotation, right? If they didn't have this grapple blade, this would be a hard rotation. I mean, maybe not because they have this the Flowberry Fizz, but nonetheless, this would still be a fairly difficult rotation. Going to go ahead and use the cabbage to heal up here. Let's go ahead and skip forward some. All right, here we go. So they're coming up on their next engagement here. So noticing some dead builds, he's going to see this player here gets nice 75 damage. Excellent job here. These guys also have a crown. Okay, so very important detail here. Notice how Noise pushes this. He did not push this way. That would be very, very wrong, right? He's rotating this direction because of high ground. He has height. This is super duper duper important, guys. Right? Remember, whenever you're attacking a team top down, if you take one thing away from this video, remember this. Whenever you're attacking a team, always work your way top down, right? Because if you're on top, you can't be pinched. Okay, so excellent, excellent, excellent. Very small detail here, but very, very important. Very, very, very important here, guys. Notice he rotates on the high ground. Extremely important. Okay, coming in here, he's going to box. This is a massive mistake by this player. I don't know if he has wood or not, or has brick, but massive mistake. Guys, if you're low on HP, first off, never make one box. Let's talk about what this guy should have done. This guy here, okay, this guy made a couple massive mistakes. Okay, so here, let me erase what I drew. Okay, all right. So first off, first big mistake that this guy makes is he boxes up out of wood. Okay, especially if you're low on HP, if you have anything else but wood, don't box up out of wood. It's super easy, as you can see here, very easy for this guy to get completely sprayed, right? Second off, never make one box, okay? Whenever you are on the defense and you need to heal, always, 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 unless you don't have the materials, make two boxes. So number one, the person doesn't know where to spray you, right? Always make two boxes, okay? Very, very important, right? And then this also gives you the ability to tarp and pre-fire better, so you can't get piece controlled. Second, build out of hard mats. So it's always, if you can, let's just say the blue here is hard mats. Let's say blue is hard mats. You always want to do hard mats for the walls, like this. Let's just say these are the walls, right? And then hard map top, and then wood on the inside. So then like a wood floor and then like a wood cone if you could, right? So like that would kind of be ideal. So that way you're using wood where you don't really need it, and the hard mats are protecting you, right? So this is the two big mistakes, honestly. And look what happens. Look what happens because this guy doesn't do that, right? He gets absolutely sprayed, right? Getting more chip damage here. Again, Noise working top down. Notice the second duo is over here, and Noise immediately recognizes it because of the footprints. Watch how he immediately is going to see that. Look at that. He was already on it, right? Saw the footprints. That's awareness, by the way. Just awareness. Whenever you're fighting people, guys, I know it's small details, but whenever you're fighting people, you really shouldn't have your eyes too much on the fight. You should have your eyes on all this other stuff. And this is the difference between good and great players, is when a great player is editing and building, like when I'm editing and building, my eyes are never on my builds. My eyes are always on this stuff. That's called awareness. It's like you're playing piano. There comes a time where you stop looking at the piano and you're looking at the music or you're in the music, right? You're not looking at the piano anymore. You're not like, right? The other analogy is when you're playing soccer, right? Some of you are soccer players, right? You don't want to look down at the ground when you kick the ball, right? You need to have your eyes up looking at stuff, and you need to have your fundamentals in soccer down to the point where you don't look at the ball, right? Immediately saw these footprints and immediately adjusted. He does get ramp keys there for a second, but is going to go ahead and get heights. Bam, nice shoot build combo there. Comes out to the side, gets the cone, looks for piece control on the side. Guys side jumps. He's getting high ground. Another pump shotgun shot. Gonna probably spray in from the side here. Nice diagonal box fighting angle. Guy's still boxing up. This guy is smarter because he's building out a brick. And notice how Noise wasn't able to penetrate damage. Took a lot of damage. Ooh, excellent pre-fire. Very, very, very good pre-fire from this guy. Okay, so this is actually a good thing that his opponent does. Whenever you're getting pressured like that, first off, notice the difference here. He built out a brick. Very, very important detail, and it saved his life momentarily, right? He built out a brick. Second thing, watch this very, very well. He's going to go ahead and time a nice edit here because Noise has his or AR out. Noise is just looking to get the kill and get in the box and kill him. He's going to make a very nice pre-fire. I think right, not there. Where's the pre-fire at? He makes an edit and just hugs the peak. So not a pre-fire, but a very, very nice peak. And it's just enough just to get Noise off of him for that second. Right? Now the fight's still even, and because Noise has Medallion, it's gonna be the difference for this fight. This guy has to literally like hit five more of those to win, and it's almost impossible now with two people spraying on him. But if Noise wouldn't have had Medallion here, this guy could have given him a lot more trouble, I would say. Right? This guy, okay, that's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Building out of wood and then tarping down was not the play. Massive mistake. Massive mistake. This is gonna, yeah, there it is. Okay, guys, top down. If you are getting 2v1, do not go down and do not build out of wood. Okay, you need to go up and clear top down. Right, the moment this guy went down, the moment, like it was 2 seconds, 2 seconds after this guy goes down, he's dead. Right, like let's see, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, dead. Less than 3 seconds. Okay, so keep that in mind. No wonder. Look at these guys had crowns. I'm not surprised. That one guy was fairly decent who was building out of brick. So right off the bat here, after this kill, they're gonna get third party. Notice something very very small here. Notice how they didn't immediately scramble for the loot. They built up, created boxes near the loot, and healed up and made sure they were reloaded and ready to fight before they went for the loot. That's a very, very small detail, but a lot of people just like, oh, I see a crown, I gotta go get it. They run out for the crown and die, right? That's throwing. You never do that, right? Immediately boxes up and then does a very excellent job here to make sure all this stuff is reloaded, everything is good to go, and then they go get the loot, right? A very small detail, but that's the difference, guys. All right, so it looks like the duo here gets a knock, and now they're just going to pressure spray in. This guy in a 2v1 spray battle is going to lose that off the third party, and I don't think they took very much damage off of that either. So excellent work by them just to create the boxes and to make sure that they were safe, right? And then after they were safe, they just literally just sprayed those two guys because those two guys probably were overconfident. They probably thought they were just going to run in there and eliminate Noise and Creed, and that definitely did not happen, right? So extremely, extremely good game sense or extremely, extremely good fundamentals here. Another small thing, guys. Noise does this all the time. Always check bushes, okay? I know this is a small deal and I'm pointing this out, but please, 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 guys, the amount of bush campers in this game There's a lot of them, okay? And it's not a bad thing, by the way. I know bush camping gets a lot of like flack, but it's really not as bad as people make it seem, right? It's actually a very advantaged thing because it's kind of hard to track people in bushes, right? That's why the people in FNCS bush camp. Okay, if the best players in the world in the highest level in the biggest tournament bush camp, it's okay to bush camp. Okay, just don't only bush camp, right? But definitely, if you're a player and you're stacked like Mr. Noise here, always check bushes. Okay, small detail here, but he checks the bush and he actually draws somebody out to fight him because he checks this bush. So here's the duo. They're pushing up on low ground. Gets an excellent beam here. Notice they're building out of wood, right? Shouldn't be doing that. He's trying to clear the angle, looking for this guy. It looks like Creed's going to go ahead and finish up here with an AR spray. There's the first knock. And then Creed's going to go ahead and wipe them. And they had Oscar. Massive play from them. So again, they just kind of, that one wasn't really so much of anything crazy that they did. They really just beamed two people coming up, right? It made it very easy for them. Now, Mr. Noise here has Oscar, which literally two taps people, right? So he's going to go ahead and take the auto shotgun and then has, I think, Nisha at this point. They're in prime position to just wipe this lobby clean. But let's just see how they handle this. They're going to go ahead and start spraying this guy. This guy's running. So that probably signals that he's a solo and geez, Creed just took him out. Nope, there's the duo. Okay, so first off, let's talk about their team here. Um, Never do this. I don't know what this guy was thinking. I have no idea why he runs over here and his duo's up here. Okay, like I have to say their awareness as a team, this enemy team was really low. There's no way you don't know that Noise and Creed just fought. Like there's no way if you're this enemy team that you don't know that they just fought. Right? So if you're this guy here, I have no idea what they were thinking, but they should both be up here on height. Okay, this is just I'm not sure what this guy was thinking. Not to point him out, but honestly, guys, he should have been up here with his teammate. He should have been up here. This would have been a much harder fight. And then if they wanted to rotate because of zone, guys, don't be scared of zone. Okay, this is something I want to point out. Zone, especially what I think they're on third rotation right now, so it's going to take like one or two, right? It's much better to rotate inside of zone on the outside like this than it is to run through the center and get completely smoked by another team. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you can probably recenter up right here, rebox up, and heal up and be just fine, right? Than just trying to make a frantic rotation here and just get destroyed, right? So I think it was because they were panicking because of zone, but they're really not even that far out of zone. If you look here on the mini map, honestly, they just have to like come out to the side here a little bit and just do a little bit of rotate over here to the side, and they're totally fine. So the lesson here from this enemy team is, guys, just don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic because zone. Zone's not as dangerous as a controller god with an AR, right? Like, but like this guy literally just ran like a chicken with his head cut off and got smoked, right? And left his duo in a very tough situation. This duo, if I was him, I would fall back. I would fall back into zone. He's not going to do that. He's going to try and fight this. And again, building with wood, guys. Look here. Look, you want your proof that you should be building with brick? You just built with brick. You just built with brick. Here's your proof. Right? Brick is one of the best resources in the game. Very easy to farm up. Guys, just build with brick. Look, you even get a nice little peak advantage here. You get a nice peak advantage. Look at this peaking advantage because of the brick, right? Mr. Creed as well here is also building with brick. Guys, just build with brick. It's very small details, but it really matters. It's what's different. And in a transitory position where he's probably going to transition away, he builds with wood. So if you're transitioning, build with wood. But when you're building like things like this to hold, build with brick. So this guy actually does look like he has some sense here. He's gonna go ahead and do what I said before, which is run in the zone. I don't know if Mr. Noise here is gonna let him do that. If I was that guy, I would rather just try and completely dead side rotate back into the fight, into zone. It looks like that guy's trying to do just that. Mr. Noise here is having none of it. So honestly, the enemy team's only chance of survival is if somebody attacks them on a third party, like Noise and Creed on a third party. That would give this guy the chance maybe to rotate out and survive. It looks like Noise is going to go ahead and reposition, most likely in this general area here, just doing some awareness checking around, making sure people trying to check where people are. All right, so they're rotating in. These guys are at an extremely disadvantaged position because Noise and Creed have high ground and have zone. So they have the ability to hold these guys, and then they're most likely going to do just that. Oh no, he's going for this guy. Okay. So they're gonna clear this guy and then probably turn back around and try and hold them. They just have to finish this extremely quickly. He gets thirded. All right. So in the middle of a third party engagement, this will be very interesting because that team on the backside is rotating in as well. Oh, nice pop with the auto shotty coming through. Excellent shot here from Noise to eliminate this player. Let's see how they play this. They're just fragging right now, honestly. They got to be careful of this team coming from the backside of zone. Now, that team may have bailed, but that's the only thing I would say is I feel like they've lost awareness of that team a little bit here, and that could come back to punish them if they're not careful. I haven't seen Noise look back in that direction. Now, maybe Creed has calmed it or something, but that's one thing I will say is I haven't seen them look back in that direction. Looks like now they're going for Island. Noise, like literally going as a solo with confidence here. 15 eliminations here. All right, somebody's ratting here, trying to get it. Noise recognizes it. Piece controls the side here. I'm going to go ahead and spray out the floor, pushing in from the back angle here. Oh, right up. The prediction. Oh, man. He predicted exactly what that guy was going to do. Easy, easy, easy wipe there. Looks like Creed, or one guy there. Looks like Creed lost. Okay. All right. Noise does make a big mistake here. This is one big, big, big mistake. All right. Mr. Noise, you must reset this. Oh my God. And honestly, you should place a wall here. So there should be a wall here, and then this should be reset. And then honestly, you should break this wall and make it brick. And probably res under the stair. It takes probably 3 extra seconds to do this. Okay. This is actually probably the biggest mistake they make all game is they didn't place a wall here and 100% need to reset this. At least this needs to be reset. And then honestly, I would have piece controlled the side as well. I know nobody's here right now, but that really could have come back to bite you if somebody would have just ripped it in, jumped right in and killed you. But no harm, no foul. Oh, so they did have the stair there, but still, I would have broken the wall and replaced it, and I definitely wouldn't have let that open. Because if that would have happened 2 seconds, okay, if that would have happened, like let's say 10 seconds earlier, and they would have dove in your box, you would have been dead, right? So definitely a very minor detail, but literally is the difference between you winning this game and you just getting killed out of nowhere. So just be very, very mindful of that. Okay. Whenever you're resing, make sure you're completely safe. Never res, never, ever, 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 ever res like that. That was very dangerous. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and get healed up here. All right, so they're gonna go ahead and aggress here on the team, pushing in on the side, reboot van. Okay, again, he's building on a brick of wood. They both run in. Noah's got the tarp. Ugh, the auto shot, he just crushing this duo. Oh my God. Man, Oscar's broken. Just hold R2, guys. Just hold R2. Noise is not losing that one. Just straight through that duo. Right. This duo panicked a little bit. I don't know why they ran into the same box. I feel like they just panicked and got confused. But by the way, if you need evidence of why the auto shotty is really, really good, it's that right there. That was insane. Just two full people full spraying. I know they're panicked, but just getting just demolished by that shotgun. All right, so we got a duo here. Excellent entry tags. Okay, they have zone advantage, so this team's frantically rotating in. Creed shooting from this backside here. This guy is doing everything he can to survive. Oh, somebody was hiding behind that rock. Or the bush. Yeah, was that the duo? Oh, they just traded places. Now Noise and Creed are gonna have to rotate in. They're gonna use grapple blade. It looks like they're gonna let off the pressure here to try and recover. But nice little bush camper there. That's why you should always check bushes, guys. Right there. There's a nice little bush camper chilling there. Got some entry tags here. Vending machine right here. Let's see if they use it. No, they're gonna push for kills or eliminations. Excuse me. Coming through the side here. Creed pressuring the back wall here. Noise just spraying it with the AR. One thing I will say here is I don't think this was the team that was on the other side here. No, it was. It was. It was. That's my mistake. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Forget what I just said. This is that team. If that wasn't that, oh no, 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 it wasn't. Okay, okay, actually it wasn't, but they're okay. I don't know if he notices this, but I just wanted to point this out. Now, okay, so this is actually a new team. This is the old team right here. Okay, so because they are grappling away, that's good. But the only thing I would say about this push is just have some awareness. Maybe they did know. I don't have the comms on right now, but if this team would have came like this direction, like this could have been very bad, right? Because noise here doesn't put a wall here and diagonal box like this. I would have, if I was you, Noise, and I'm not saying that anything you do here is necessarily wrong, but I would have definitely have done a diagonal box fight here. And the reason for that is that this team could key you at any time, so having some piece control to protect you would have been more optimal. Now you are going to get the elimination, regardless, most likely, but just a small note here. I would have 100% diagonal box spot this. You can create all the same pressure, do all the same things you were doing, just be way safer. So they are going to shred through this team. Careful, place cones down in your builds. Okay, whenever you're running through dead builds, guys, place cones. That way you can cone flip. Someone makes an edit, cone flip. Okay, it's a small detail here, but you don't know this duo is clear. I would have placed cones here just in case, because if this guy edits this wall, tries to pop you, right? Yeah, sure, you have the shoot build with the ramp, but having a cone here just makes sure that they can't place the ramp instead in Mongol Classic, right? So place your cones here so you always have a cone flip. He still finishes the elimination anyways, but just a small thing, especially when you're running through other people's builds and you know they're not dead yet, right? Just a small thing, but definitely an important thing. So they got 21 with 13 left. Let's see how they finish this out. I do believe they get the dub. Okay, see somebody on backside of zone. That's the team they were fighting before. I do believe that's the team they were fighting before. He's building on a metal, so I think it might be a solo. Getting the high ground here, spraying down. Okay, a couple things. I really don't like this push on how you're doing it. And here's why. Your back is to the entire lobby. And on top of that, look at the zone. Look at the zone. Look at the zone here. So zone, I'm not a huge fan of this. You 100% have to block your backside. Zone is pulling like this. You are currently right now fighting somebody like here with your back turned completely exposed. Literally every other player in the lobby has to be over here and will be rotating this way. Okay, this is a massive mistake. You could easily get sniped and killed here. Easily sniped and killed here. Literally, everybody's going to be rotating this direction, right? Definitely in a higher tier lobby, this is a massive mistake. Please, 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 please. You should have at least placed some walls around you to make sure you didn't get absolutely sniped. Small mistake here, but nonetheless, very important detail, right? Okay, it's going to go ahead and get the elimination. Again, it's always easy for me to say in hindsight, but it's these little things. Remember, Fortnite is a game of little things, right? The more mistakes, like minor mistakes like that you make, the more likely you are going to die to things. Like a sniper, all it takes is one shot, bro. All it takes is one shot and your game's over. That could have been that one shot. You literally just turn your back on the entire lobby, right? Okay, looking around, trying to find the bush campers, hiding probably. Yeah, let's see if they find anybody else here. What a way to start a cup, by the way. 84 with 22 eliminations on their way to get like 100 points in qual. All right, so there's the shooting at Lavish. So they're hiding in the buildings. They're now forced to come out because the zone. There's a looked like somebody rotated, like jumped here. Did I just imagine that? Hold on. Oh, that was Creed. That was his duo. So shooting on the left side here, it looks like they're going to split up, which honestly I'm okay with because they're fragging so hard right now that they're actually probably going to split up and try and handle these separately, which I do understand. They're going to push here to the side. It looks like two here. It looks like Creed does wrap back around. They're going to go ahead and get zone. I think that's a really, really smart way to play this out for the end. I know they're fragging, so, but he's going to go ahead and attack him. Okay, this was dangerous. Yeah, yeah, that's why. That was very dangerous. You should have keyed them. Okay, when you're here, this is huge. You could have died. You could have easily have died. Had these guys had better aim, you could have been 50 HP in a second. Had it this been like somebody with really, really good aim, like Reet and Ritual, very, very, very dangerous move here to turn your back. I know there's people on this side. You have to full send this at this point. You have chosen this fight. It's literally going towards zone. You're gonna get zone here, right? And you turn your back. After you've gotten them their attention. Very dangerous here. Very dangerous to do that. If they don't clutch those shots, you could be 50 HP right there. Right? Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay, so he does it because of Creed here. I disagree. When you guys made that split up earlier, when you guys decided to split up and fight your life, You have to fight your life. Or at bare minimum, make a box. Make a box. I know Creed is over here. He has to play his life. And you have to play your life. Because trust me, if that duo would have been competent, you would have died. You would be like 20 HP right now. Again, easy for me to say in hindsight as a coach, right? This stuff is extremely hard to implement in real time, but I hope you're hearing me because that could have gone really, really bad. Now, Creed does go ahead and get the beam. This guy, of course, is building out of wood. Definitely, again, I've already covered why you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, dad doesn't switch his hero. Okay, some shots from zone. If I don't know if anybody saw that, it's in the box. Okay. Did you guys see the shots from zone? It was very subtle. Let me double check here. It does look like somebody shoots in from zone. Yeah. So there's shots from zone. Okay, so we know somebody's in zone here. So this is a little dangerous here because you turn your back on that guy in zone. So this is excellent. Yep, 50-50 with the shotgun. Come out. Okay. Whenever you get an elimination on somebody, your very first instinct is always to break the builds and make your own box. Write that down on a piece of paper. Whenever you eliminate somebody in a battle royale in Fortnite in builds, your very first thing, always, every single time, 100% of the time, unless you don't have materials, is to break out and build a box. Again, this is another example of when your game could have ended. There's somebody in zone right now. If he has a sniper, you're dead, right? Whenever you get an elimination, your first instinct is always to break the builds out and build a box. Always, 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 always. Okay. Again, if this guy has a sniper in zone, you're dead. You're lucky he doesn't. But again, if this guy in zone has a sniper, you're dead. Okay. 2v1 spray battle there. Excellent job. Man, I don't know. This guy in zone's tripping. This guy in zone behind them. Maybe that was him who they just killed. He just ran in and boxed up there. All right, we got 7 left. So there's 2. Jumping down, engaging, playing backside very, very well. So right now, what they're doing an excellent job is what I would call storm crawling, which is using this backside flank to protect themselves. I think the guy they killed there was that guy in zone. He must have ran in and made a box and then they sprayed him. Okay, so I just made a bunch of videos on this, guys, diagonal box fighting. This is one of the most important fundamentals of the game. Okay, now Noise does make a small mistake here. It's a very minor one, but I do just want to point it out. It's very minor. He does get the limb here, so it's all good, all good. But small mistake. Or never mind. No, yeah, okay. I would place a cone here. I would place a cone in the floor. At least a cone in the floor. Okay, now noise is probably I box fight noise, right? Destroys me in box fights. I hope I admit that openly and very clear to me, clear to everybody that he destroys me in box fights. Noise is a master of baiting people to make this edit and then shooting and building, right? So I have no problem with no wall being here because you're so good at baiting people to shoot. My only concern here is the dead space. Okay, so there's 2 places where there's dead space. There's dead space here and then there's dead space here, which means that this is more of a neutral situation. I would make a window edit here and place the cone and then place a cone here. Takes maybe an extra second, like maybe an extra second. And then I continue the aggress here. So that way, if this guy tries to tarp out in this direction, easy piece control. And here, if he's a little bit better at flipping cones, he can potentially get this wall and actually piece control you back, right? So if this is like somebody more technical, right? If he swaps his building to brick, hits a pre-fire shot here, and then does a very nice tarp out where he tarps here like this, gets this wall before you can do the shoot build, he can place a cone here and then like half box you. Okay, now you do have some counter piece control, but this is why having the cone here would be good as an exit plan, right? As well as having the cone here so he can never start really full boxing you to begin with. Okay, so some minor details here, but I think they're extremely important. You know, if this guy is better, right? If this guy is better, there's a couple of things that he could do to counter you. Now he doesn't. He does a good job here. Look at that. He switches to brick. Now the one thing this guy doesn't do is pre-fire. Okay, and this is something that you should, guys, if you're watching this, please listen. Holding a build is the worst thing you can do. Bullets bleed through builds, right? Um, you're never guaranteed to hold the wall, right? You generally want to pre-fire. You want to pre-fire and tarp, okay? You want to pre-fire and tarp because essentially when you're sitting here holding, This is neutral bad because you're not gaining anything, you're losing materials, and most likely you're just prolonging your death. So holding is generally the worst out of all the things you can do in a pressure situation. Holding the wall is like the worst thing you can do. So I would be very cognizant not to do this. He's holding the wall here. Eventually he loses it, and then that's it. Okay. So that's why you don't hold a wall. And then Noise comes in here, finishes up the limb, creates some pressure. Excellent job. Okay, but be very careful not to hold walls like that, guys. That's the worst thing you can do if you're getting pressured is sit there and hold a wall. It's literally a waste. All right, he gets back up to full HP. He's probably gonna key, check some bushes here, looking just to key through this lobby. Okay, let's see how he gets in this engagement. All right, coming up, cranking up for height, places cones to block himself, cranking up a little bit more. Side jump, excellent chop. Shoes, beautiful mechanics, man. I don't know how you do this on controller. It's really, really amazing, at least to me. Coming through to the side, shooting down, loses the battle for height, plays mid ground, boxes up, gonna diagonal box fight. Nope, faked him out. Got an excellent fake out there. Faked him out like he was gonna diagonal box fight. Guy came down. Now Noise is back cranking for the high ground. Down on materials. Very, very interesting situation. Only got 40 mats here. Holding the side, coming through. Does have the grapple blade. He's going to use that to disengage from high ground, get zone, but it has only 20 builds. Going to spray here. It's an excellent spray. I would go for this refresh. I would push in the box and try and get this refresh as fast as possible. You need these materials. 2v1 situation. Never mind. 2v1. It's 2v1. No, you're good. So these they got one knock here. Creed's going to go ahead and finish the match here. And there it is. Well, nice job. All right, so just in closing points, obviously, you know, everything I say, easier said than done, right? Nothing I say is perfect, right? And of course, obviously, I have my own things that I have to work on. I always am trying to improve here, but even in an amazing game like that, where I think they probably got at least 80 to 100 points, right? And just keyed through that lobby, made it look simple, right? There's still small minor things that if those players are better and they're in a higher elo lobby, they could get punished for it. So just be on the lookout for stuff like that. Again, nothing, there is no absolutes in Fortnite. Fortnite's too much of a dynamic game to have like, okay, this is what you should do here, this is what you do here, right? So think of it more as guidelines and as just things that are important just to be aware of. Okay, and I really hope these videos help. I'm hoping to do more of these videos with different members. I know you all are probably tired of me only VOD reviewing Zion, but he's also the only person that sends me stuff. So that says a lot about y'all too. Okay, so if you're a member at ESPC, send me stuff. I love doing these VOD reviews. I really want to do more of these to try and support you all. And yeah, that's great. I'll see y'all in the next one.